How's it going, y'all? Episode 2 of Diligence and Belligerence. Welcome back. So it's been a while since we did the last episode, but figured that we might, want to kick it off with some little something to remind us of the grind. So speaking of the grind, I've started my first day of classes today, Tuesday, January 7th. So this is the spring semester, and wow, it's just back to grind mode, and got me thinking, like, damn, it's really kicking back during the holidays, watching a lot of YouTube, kicking it with the fam, with friends, and I've kind of forgotten what it felt like to hustle, to grind, and to put in hours at the library in order to pull off those A's. And I got to thinking, especially on the flight back home. I landed about 2 or 3 days ago, and I got to thinking, what could I possibly do to ensure my success, with regard to studying and when my final grades come out. So thought about it, and that's what I came up with. So I guess to start off, I would say that a lot of planning for each of your, actually not so much planning per se, but more of strategizing as to how you want to conquer each subject, because each subject that you take is different from the next, and what the prof expects of you is different from the next, and what they want to see, and what the learning objectives are of course very different. But if we were to generalize the two, generalize courses, topics, subjects into two broad categories, I would say that I would divide them into quantitative and qualitative subjects. So qualitative being theory, lots of theory, words, writing, etc., and quantitative being strictly numbers, or maybe even a mix of both, but mostly quantitative. And I guess that would be with regard to finance and other subjects. And so with regard to strategy, it is important to break down how you want to study. So for qualitative subjects, it's best, in my opinion, to study somewhat closer to the exam date and nail down each core concept, topic, have some sort of outline for what you have to cover. Then start off by reviewing things you don't know, or things things you don't know, see what's missing, and effectively just piece the puzzle together, put the jigsaw put the puzzle together, assemble the puzzle together, I suppose is the best way to describe it, and connect the dots, right? Make sure that you cover all your bases. And I'd argue that for quantitative courses, this is very much true, except there's loads of practice involved, right? Because you can't cram a quantitative course like you might be able to get away with a qualitative course. So breaking those down, courses in uni in general, into two broad categories, I would say that's the way I would do it. And now going to my classes as well, today for my first day of spring. Spring semester got me remembering like the things I would do during the semester. So right now it's syllabus week, so definitely grab a hold of your syllabus and look at it, review it, kind of know what you're getting into and know what each week brings, because I found that like back then a couple years ago I definitely didn't do that right. I kind of winged it each week, and then when it came up to midterms and finals, I'd be like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing here, and a lot of tension. You gotta pay attention in class, right? And that's definitely very important, or else I guess you're just wasting your time in lecture. But that, attention and planning as well goes a long way. Keeping a little schedule of what you have to do, tasks, check them off, make sure you don't forget. It's 12 weeks of just pure grind. I mean, the first 2 weeks you can get away with, slacking, depending on what kind of courses you're enrolled in. But generally speaking, I would say having a strong Monday to Thursday, and then Friday to Sunday, I guess weekend is optimal leading up to midterms, and then again up to finals. So I guess Monday to Thursday would be the grind, and Friday onwards to Sunday be more of a kind of relaxed, kind of go over your stuff, plan out. Especially on Sunday, that's when you kind of plan out what you plan to accomplish for the next week. And just vocalizing all of these ideas gives not only you guys some sort of insight into how I plan, but it also reminds me of what I've done in the past and what I should continue doing onwards, because it's worked for me. It may or may not work for you guys, but I feel like it generally it does. So yeah, that's what I got on the hustle, on the grind. This essentially, whatever you do, having good planning, proper planning, organization, and good work ethic goes a long way, right? Persistence, determination, and diligence, of course, goes a very long way. And to sum it up, I would say that diligence on the weekdays and belligerence on Friday and the weekends is the best way to go about things if you're kind of like me. Gotta have a good work-play balance, a little bit more work than play, or else you'll just stress yourself out. Life's too short for that, right? Life's too short not to have a little fun on the side while you're securing the bag, hustling, focusing on your purpose, whatever goals or dreams you're working towards. So a little bit of motivation, I guess. So yeah, I'm based in Vancouver right now. The weather is pretty trash, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just cold. How many degrees is it right now? 8 degrees, and it's 8:51 p.m. here in Vancouver. And man, it's just terrible weather. It's cold, it's rainy, it's miserable. That's when you gotta make sure that you stay focused, because it's easy to fall into such a state of laziness and lethargy and whatnot. But you always gotta grind. Gotta be diligent. So I guess this would be the diligent portion of my our podcast. Damn, can't speak. Our podcast for the week. and might follow it up with a little belligerence this weekend and talk about some vices like cigars or whiskey or other liquor, etc. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Have a portion on diligence or diligent behavior. Things that a man or a woman, anybody, has to do in order to, or must, or should do, in order to, be successful in life, secure the bag, and be determined. And you guys are in this journey with me because I'm pursuing these goals of mine as well. Big goals, big aspirations, big bags, 2020 and beyond. So happy new year to you guys, by the way. Should have wished that, but guess it's a little bit overdue. It's the 7th, but hey, happy new year regardless. Hope you guys are having a good year so far. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this podcast will bring. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next episode.